We all know the famous names behind the F1 wheel, but there are so many active drivers present in the world. If they got a chance in F1 racing, they could create history. So without wasting time, get ready for the names, and our list starts with Nick Cassidy. He has become something of a sensation in Japan over the past few years. The 25-year-old New Zealander is one of the most successful drivers in the Toyota Racing Series, having won the championship twice, the first aged 17 in 2012, and also finished runner-up on one occasion. The following year, Cassidy narrowly lost final round showdowns in Super Formula and Super GT to Naoki Yamamoto. Still, he fought back in convincing style in 2019 to claim the Super Formula crown and achieve the unofficial Triple Crown of titles in Japanese motorsports in the process. Cassidy has long been something of an under-the-radar star due to his lack of success on European soil. Still, having conquered the East, he is quickly emerging as a talent F1 racing should not ignore. He has been somewhat overlooked outside of Japan, and a shot at F1 would not be undeserved. Alexander Rossi. Having broken through the junior ranks as a champion in Formula BMW, along with strong campaigns in GP3 and the World Series in Renault, Alexander Rossi was signed up as a test driver for the Carter-Ham F1 team in 2012. After a few years in the role at Carter-Ham, and later at the Marussia Manor outfit, Rossi actually got a chance to race in F1, making his debut at the 2015 Singapore Grand Prix. Rossi made a total of 5 race outings and managed to equal the team's best ever result of 12th place at his home race at the United States Grand Prix. In the same season, Rossi finished as runner-up to Stoffel Vandoorne in GP2. Despite an impressive year, Rossi was overlooked for a full-time F1 race seat in 2016 and instead found himself contesting IndyCar with Andretti Autosport. The American gave up his reserve driver role at Manor. It went on to win the Indianapolis 500 at the first attempt. Rossi continued to excel in IndyCar and improved from 11th in the standings to 7th in 2017, before emerging as a title contender in 2018. He achieved 3 wins across the season and ended up in the championship behind Scott Dixon. 2019 proved to be another strong campaign. Rossi once again claimed multiple wins and podiums en route to sealing the 3rd spot in the championship. Rossi's growth and improvement in IndyCar has seen his stock rise considerably and resulted in him asserting himself as a formidable driver. There is no doubt that a second chance in F1 for a more competitive seat, say at American squad Haas, would be deserved. Felix Rosenqvist. Nicknamed the Speedy Swede, Felix Rosenqvist has been competitive in everything he's raced in. Be it single-seaters on GT machinery, he is lightning fast. Rosenqvist stormed to the European Formula 3 Championship with 13 victories, 24 podiums, and 17 pole positions in 2015. The same year, he recorded a 2nd consecutive victory at Macau Grand Prix. Despite his success, Rosenqvist failed to amass the budget required to step up to GP2 on the F1 support ladder and had instead turned his attention to racing Indy Lights in America and a combined supercar program with Mercedes-Benz in Europe. His ties to Mercedes continued with a brief foray into DTM before a full-time drive in Formula E at Mahindra opened up in 2016. Rosenqvist thrived in Formula E as a street circuit specialist, finishing 3rd in his rookie campaign with 1 victory to his name. After spending 2017 and 2018 dovetailing more victories in Formula E alongside various sports car campaigns, Rosenqvist moved into IndyCar and proved to be an instant hit, as he placed 6th in the championship as the highest-placed rookie in 2019. Rosenqvist never quite got the chance to prove himself in F1. At 28, the door seems unlikely to open, given he has no particularly close ties to any team. His absence from the grid is a genuine loss. Jean-Eric Vergne. Some might argue that Jean-Eric Vergne's chance in F1 has came and gone. In many ways, it's not fair to suggest that the Frenchman did not seize his initial opportunity with both hands. But the Vergne of 2020 is a much different beast from the one that struggled to impress Red Bull sufficiently after 3 seasons stuck in the midfield pack at sister squad Toro Rosso. But a switch to Formula E helped Vergne reignite his career. Vergne was immediately fast upon arrival into the all-electric series, but he tended to struggle in races. He soon found his feet, and a move to Techeetah in 2016 would prove to be a huge turning point. Off the back of a 5th-place finish in his first campaign with the team, Vergne claimed his first Formula E title in 2017-2018 before successfully defending his crown in the series' new Gen 2 era of 2018-2019. Vergne has been the benchmark in the Formula E field over recent years. He has also turned in some impressive displays in the World Endurance Championship. He remains in contention for a 3rd title in the most recent Formula E season. which was temporarily suspended because of the COVID-19 crisis. While his return to F1 is doubtful, especially at 29 years old with a lack of a top seat to tempt him away from Formula E, it would be fascinating to see how 2020 spec Vergne would stack up against the very best in F1. Antonio Felix da Costa. An unfortunate victim of the golden days of emerging talent at Red Bull, Antonio Felix da Costa missed a seat in F1 despite a promising junior career. A Formula Renault title, 2 top 3 finishes in GP3 and Formula Renault 3.5, and a dominant lights-to-flag finish at the 2012 Macau Grand Prix were enough to result in the Portuguese racer getting selected to join the Red Bull junior team. Still, the energy drinks giant ultimately opted to promote reigning GP3 champion Daniel Kvyat. Forced to look elsewhere for a drive, da Costa turned to the Deutsche Turnwagen Masters in Formula E. He subsequently fell below other emerging Red Bull juniors, including Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen, promoted to Toro Rosso F1 seats in 2015. By this stage, the F1 dream appeared to be over for da Costa, who is now becoming fully invested in Formula E. After some difficult years at the Aguri Andretti guys, a BMW works deal for 2018-2019 changed the team's fortune and saw it become a front-running outfit. Da Costa kicked off Formula E's Gen 2 era with a victory at the first ever race in Saudi Arabia, his first win since the 2015 Buenos Aires E-Prix, and finished 6th in the standings. The current 2019-2020 season has been even more successful for da Costa. He finds himself leading the championship after a series of impressive displays in the opening 5 rounds, including victory at the most recent race in Marrakesh before the campaign was suspended due to the coronavirus outbreak. Comment below about the aforementioned drivers. Who do you think is the best competitor for Max and Lewis? You can also continue the journey of the F1 world with us by just subscribing to the channel, as we assure you don't want to miss a single update about F1 driving.